Well, hello and welcome back to the radio room. With this video, we're going to start a little adventure. We got an FT101E. It's a Yaesu transceiver on the big bench here. And, well, just the history of it. I know previous owner had it. It quit working. I don't know really exactly what it was or was not doing. He said he'd had somebody look at it and they said it was not worth fixing. Well, I'm not going to give up that easy. So it was dropped off. Basically said, see if you can do anything with it, you know. So we're going to take a look at it and see what's going on with it and see if we can't get it working, hopefully, or blow it up in the process. Hopefully not the latter. It's not in too bad a shape. It does have, this knob got broken off. The knob is sitting down inside of it, so it didn't get lost. So if we get it all working, we'll either have to glue that shaft back together, or maybe I can find something else to use as the shaft. It's a plastic or phenolic or something shaft, so I'm guessing it's going to have to be something that's not metal. So maybe I can find an acrylic dowel or something. It's a little dirty. We do got you can't really see it, but yeah, you can. Right on here, we got a little critter that's hanging out there. A desiccated daddy long legs, it looks like. So it's definitely hasn't been used in quite a while. But I think we'll start a series of videos. It might take a little bit of time, depending on what we need to do to it. But we're going to start out carefully on it, because like I said, I don't know what it was or was not doing. I don't even know if it turns on. But let's take a look at it real quick. Like I said, fairly nice faceplate. Looks pretty good shape. We do have this knob that's missing. It's a little dirty and dusty and everything. But it's not looking too bad. It does have a few little scratches and stuff on the top of the case. I mean, it's got a little something there. I don't know if that's something that'll clean off. Other than that, it really looks like a nice radio. Definitely gonna need some cleaning. Lots of dust, especially back here on this heat sink. Let's go ahead and take a look on the inside of it. This video is going to mostly be just kind of taking a look at the radio. I don't even know if we're going to get to trying to fire it up in this video or not. Like I said, have no idea when they said it doesn't work, what's wrong with it. So, and as you can see inside, there's a little bit of dust and stuff in there. I'm going to probably clean this before we go too far into it. Get it out of the case. These boards in the FT101s, they slide into little connectors, little computer type strips inside there. So what I'll probably do is, after I get the cover off, probably blow it out a little bit, try to knock a lot of the dust off. Here's the knob, by the way. It just goes around here to the front. So it does have, kind of a break right there. And it's definitely kind of a plastic. It's a non-conductive shaft, so I'm thinking we're going to have to go back with a non-conductive shaft. But I'll blow it out. Probably pop a lot of the boards out that are removable. It's probably going to ultimately, especially if it works at all, going to need to be recapped. I don't know. It might not even turn on for all I know. So that's kind of where we're at. I mean, I'll kind of move it around here a little bit. I mean, side is not too bad. The bottom looks pretty decent. A little missing bolt, missing screw right up in here. So somebody's probably been inside of it, whoever looked at it last. And you know, the back side's not looking too bad. So I think it's worth definitely taking a look at. And you never know, maybe it's something we can fix. As long as whatever's wrong with it isn't something that's an irreplaceable or unobtainium part, like especially like the transformer. From the little bit of the research I've done on some 101s, there's a master relay down in here. This dirty, clear-looking thing right there that they're pretty much not very easy to get a hold of. I think step one's going to be get it out of the case, take a look at it, see if there's anything that's just obviously damaged on it or blown up. That's going to be a good start. Use our senses first before we even turn it on, see if there's anything that just stands out. So why don't I go ahead and pause the video here. I'll go ahead and get the case removed from it. We can take a little closer look on the inside of it, maybe pull a board out and take a look at some things, make sure there's nothing that looks like it's blackened or charred, and see kind of where we go from there. So let's say y'all watch me undo half a dozen screws or so. Let me go ahead and get the top case at least pulled off. We'll take a look at that. If we don't find anything that really looks obvious right there, probably pull the bottom cover off, take a look at the circuitry on the bottom side, and see if there's anything that we can obviously see wrong with it. So we'll be back in just a second. Alright, so we got the the cover off of it. That's kind of an adventure. Top case kind of, see if I can get this in the camera good. It kind of wraps around the sides and a little bit on the bottom. You actually do have to take the bottom cover off pretty much to get that off. Mostly, I think. You might be able to pull it out real carefully without doing that. You'd be flexing the case pretty good. I'm not really sure, but you kind of got to slide it off the back, it looks like, and that's really fun to try and hold the radio up and try to get that out of there at the same time. Just looking at this back panel here, it's kind of wavy, so I'm kind of wondering if it's kind of bent a little bit. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. Looks like the radio's actually, I'm guessing, probably been set on its back panel a few times or something. Got bumped from the back side. So that's kind of bent in right there, and that's got a little bend right there. So it's definitely had some pressure on its back side here. I don't know if that's going to cause a problem. Definitely very dusty. Definitely has spent a little time collecting some sort of nest of some sort. We'll get that vacuumed out of there. And I'm not really sure what's going on right here. This is the bottom panel. These are where the feet come in, and it's like somebody has sanded the paint down off of that. I'm not really sure the purpose of that. I mean, that's just holding the feet on. I don't see why any sort of grounding or something would be necessary right there. It's on all four corners where the feet attach, which I find quite interesting. You can see it's gotten a little bit of dust and rust. It's real shiny right here. I mean, they used some pretty good sandpaper there too. I don't know sure if you can see that in the camera, but it's you can actually see the lines from the sandpaper back and forth. It's almost say they used with the circular right there. It's almost like they used a grinder or like a flat disc or something on a grinder. I don't know what that's all about. I don't see the point in making sure that you have that kind of connection to a screw that's just going to the feet. So we might mask things off, and even if I can just get some gray paint or something and spray paint over that, I don't see why that would hurt, just to seal that up. See if I can get some of that rust off of there maybe too, if this radio's, if we can get it back to operating. See if I can turn some light on here without washing things out too bad. And we'll get down here a little bit closer to the radio. Kind of see if we can't take a look inside it. You can definitely tell it's quite dirty inside there. Well, it should be shiny. I don't know if it's mostly dirt or if it's actually got some rust down on the chassis there. But definitely needs blown out. Lots of like cobwebs and stuff. I can't see the final tubes inside there, so it does have the tubes in it. I don't know if they work or not either. I don't have a tube tester, can't really test them. So I'm thinking, just looking at the top right now, I don't see anything obviously terribly wrong with it. I think we might see if I can undo this real quick. See if we can pull that board out. We'll take a closer look at it. Definitely dusty. It's probably actually going to help to pull the boards out so I can clean and everything. There's not a lot of room down inside of here beside things to really get down in there and clean. I'll probably take some deoxit stuff to all the switches and the pots. You can see right here is that broken shaft. I'm hoping I can find something to do that, or it might be a super glue this back together so that the load knob will work. But right now I'm seeing getting rid of a whole lot of cobwebs and dirt and dust. Let's flip the radio over. See if we can take a look at the bottom side of it. If I can do this without hitting the camera. I'll back this out just a little bit. And just, glancing over everything, it's not like I see, just big black spot over something exploded or something. The bottom's fairly clean. Of course, being on the bottom, it wouldn't quite get as dirty. There's a grounding strap here that's loose and just about tore through. Might have to figure out some way to replace this if we get everything running. That's barely staying in contact there, and I'm sure that's for shielding. I don't see anything that's exploded yet. Most of the knobs do feel fairly, of course the tuning knob wasn't on there very tight, but the VFO feels a little weird. And I got some really kind of a little bit tougher spots, and then spots that almost seems like it kind of slips the knob. So that might be something we're gonna have to look at right in there. I don't think you guys can see this. I'm looking at this gear right here to kind of do it, and as I'm turning this right in, I do it slowly. See right there, it doesn't really turn much while I mean, it speeds up. Right there, it's like it's slipping. So I'm gonna have to find out how that works. It could be the shaft. There's a loose set screw or something in there. We'll have to look at a diagram or something, see how that all works together there. Fix that as well. I think one of the things is going to be just kind of firing this thing up at some point. I want to clean it first. There's a lot of dust and stuff inside there. Blow it out, clean it up, and then fire it up. We'll use the dim bulb tester just in case there's something wrong with it. Of course, another thing I'm noticing here, and I don't know if I'm looking at the plug right here. I think that's probably a good angle, maybe, to go right there. Let me see if I can prop this thing up a little bit with something. And you can see a little bit better what I'm looking at. The pins here are pretty bent. Let me see if I can get rid of that light right there. See if that's any better. The pins are kind of bent right there. I don't know if that's going to cause a problem. Here's the plug that goes there. So that would go like this. I don't even know if I can plug this in. Let's go slide off of everything here. It's like somebody pulled it out like that. So it does appear that it'll go back on there. But I don't know if I can now. Might have to see if I can straighten these up a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I don't know if this was just like tweaked like that, or if that's how somebody unhooked it and it bent it, or if it was hooked up sometime and then that side came loose and it started, getting bent over from something pulling on it. So we'll have to take a look at that. I did pull the fuse out earlier, and it does appear to be good. So if it does have a problem, either the last person to try and turn it on replaced the fuse and then never turned it back on if it was blowing the fuse, or it's not the problem that's blowing the fuse. So got a little bit of work to do, and just basically wanted to make this video. Let me move out here a little bit. I'll flip the radio back over. It's definitely seen a life, I can tell you that much. But the first key is going to be get it cleaned up. There's dirt falling out all over the place. Get it cleaned up, and then get all the dust and stuff out of it. Probably go ahead and clean some of the potentiometers, the band switch, which is, I should have shown you all on the bottom. I'll probably pull the boards, clean them a little bit better, get the dirt and the dust off of them. Try to clean the chassis as much as possible. I'm hoping a lot of this just blows out, and I don't have to worry about too much of a rusting or anything. I think a lot of it's just dirt, so I'll try to wipe it all out real good. Clean the switches and stuff. I don't want to have a problem with maybe a switch just isn't making contact or something. We think we got a bigger problem if it's not working. So I'll try to get those cleaned up first, and then we can get in there and fire it up with a dim bulb tester. If we do have a short or something in it, that should save us, and will let us know that we do have a problem before just flipping the switch and hoping the fuse protects it. So that's going to be an upcoming probably series of videos over the next bit of time. Depends on what it needs. Depends on if I have to order parts for it or need to find parts for it, or sit back and scratch my head for a little while trying to figure out how to substitute a part or make a part work or fix a part that's already in there. I think it's going to be an adventure, and we might go through this whole thing and find it, yep, it is dead in the door now, and no point in trying to fix it. But I just can't settle with that answer quite yet until we get into it a little bit further. And depending on if it's operational, depends on how far we'll go. Maybe actually totally removing the back panel, trying to straighten this out back here. Like I said, it's got some bends and stuff in it, and they kind of go down the side. If necessary, I think we can get that back panel off, flatten it out a little bit, hopefully. Put it back on. See what other stuff we need to maybe do on it. If it looks like it's promising, might do a complete recap on it. Hopefully the caps aren't what the problem is right now. Otherwise, a recap might be in order anyhow. Hopefully the transformer's still in good shape. So that's kind of what's going to be coming up on the radio room. Probably kind of be mixed in with some other stuff. Like I said, I'm not sure what the rate's going to be as far as how fast we're going to go through this. Trying to figure it out. Definitely going to learn some stuff, I think, on this. And I hope you enjoy the ride as well. But we'll see you next time. Probably the next time, hopefully I'll have this cleaned up. And maybe we can at least just see if it turns on. If it does, that's the first step in trying to figure out kind of what's wrong with it. As I'm cleaning it, I'll be looking at some stuff to see if there's anything that I obviously see that's wrong with it, whether it's a deformed capacitor or black spots over here on some boards or something that I can't see from right here. And I'll probably after I get these out, I'll probably make a video where you can actually see the boards out, and how much more room there will be, because let's see here, this one, I believe this one, they all come out, and maybe this one. I'm not sure, I'll have to check on that one. But I'm pretty sure these four here, all this comes out as cards. So it'll give room to clean in there. I definitely want to find out what's going on with this tuning shaft. It just doesn't feel right. It's just like it slips while I'm turning the shaft. It does still have the set screw inside the knob. I'm sure you can see it right over there. So the knob, I think, somebody pulled it off. They were trying to work on something. They had the tuning knob off for some reason. So that could be part of the problem with what they were working on. Most of the case screws weren't even in. So it looks to me like last time somebody, or one of the times, it could be they got lost over time, when they put it back together, they might have decided, no, it's a dead radio, and what's the point in buttoning up a dead radio with all the screws? Enough to hold the cover on. I can understand that. So, like I said, we don't know where this journey is going to take us. It might take us to a perfectly working FT101E when we're done, or it could lead us to a parts radio. Don't know. thanks for stopping by the radio room. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to. And we'll join you next time on the radio room, either on this or working on some other project. We'll see what comes along, but I'm going to try and take y'all at least through some of the major steps in trying to find out if this thing's going to work. And things that I've noticed or things that I pick up along the way. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.